If you're watching this video, then you must be planning a trip to the Albuquerque Bloom Fiesta and planning on camping with Monaco International in the VIP West parking lot west of the Bloom Museum. I've been trying to plan this trip with Monaco International since 2020, and we finally attended in 2025. I have to admit, I had a lot of anxiety and paranoia from reading and viewing comments online that there is very heavy traffic, extremely tight and unlevel parking, and you had to bring a stack of lumber with you to put under your tires to get level. Hopefully this video will reduce some of those concerns. I even made reservations at the Bernalillo KOA, which is about 10 miles north of the Fiesta Park, for the 2 nights prior to arriving there. This is so I'd have time to test drive the route to the park and wouldn't experience any surprises on arrival day. It's only about a 15-minute drive to get to the park from the KOA, and I didn't want to have to make a several-hour drive to get there on arrival day. I made our reservations in January, and they only had one site left, so you really need to book as soon as possible, and that's pretty much typical for any campground in the area. They have some very large pull-through sites there. This actually ended up being a lot smoother going than what I was expecting. I put together this video using Google Maps views plus my dashcam video heading south from KOA on I-25 and driving all the way in until we were parked. In the video, I'll point out the route and where you need to be aware of some very tight turns. Whether you're traveling north or south on I-25, you still get off at exit 233. Then you take a right on Alameda. They also call this 528. GPS may mention that rather than the street. You pass San Mateo. Then you cross Jefferson Street. And you're coming up on Washington and the Bloom Museum. You don't turn there. You keep on going past Horizon. Now here you want to kind of creep into the left lane a little bit and watch that curb, because you got a sharp right turn past that. You come in and like you're turning into a parking lot. Then you're on a short street. They call it a short hop road, but don't try and put that into your GPS. It'll take you to the wrong area. As you get towards the end of short hop, there's going to be about a 60-degree angle turn and a 5-degree downward slope at the same time. You want to give yourself plenty of room for that. And then the next right-hand turn is just a roped-off area where you get in line to get escorted into your parking space.
Take exit 233 on the right toward New Mexico 528 West, then take the second right.
Now you heard my GPS mention 528 West rather than Alameda Street, so be cautious about that. On the right-hand side, there's like a frontage road, and they call this the first right-hand turn, merging over into it, and you beware of the traffic in that lane over there. Then you get in the far right-hand lane. Be prepared to turn right at Alameda Street. As I get up here, you'll see another monocle crossing past, and I end up kind of following him in. I followed my GPS until I got this far, and I couldn't turn it off, so you'll be hearing it talking in the background. Stay in right-hand lane.
In 1¼ miles, turn right.
Don't follow the GPS anymore. Just watch the signs. My wife was following me in the truck behind us, and we were communicating with our cell phones. So you'll probably hear that's who I'm talking to in the background. Here we're coming up on San Mateo Boulevard.
I can't hear you.
All right. Next we'll be crossing Jefferson. I got another monocle in front of me, so I know right where to go.
Okay.
This is probably about 11 o'clock in the morning, so traffic wasn't bad. I was surprised. There we're crossing Jefferson. The next street coming up will be Washington, and then the Bloom Museum Drive. They did have a couple signs out, you know, VIP West parking straight ahead. There was 2 of them.
Turn right, then take the first left.
Here's the second sign. Here's the last sign. After you get past Horizon, stay behind me. You're going to be approaching that right-hand turn into a looks like a parking lot. Okay, you got your right-hand turn coming up here. If you can, I'd kind of cheat into that left-hand lane a little bit to give yourself room to make that turn. I got over as far as I could, but there was another car that didn't want to give me room to get over, so I kind of cheated as much as I could. And we're in a 45-foot coach, so I didn't make the turn and didn't hit any curves.
Turn left.
You can see they got cones marking the pass, so it's just a slight left-hand turn.
In 1/2 mile, turn right.
Now this is that short hop road, and it is two-way traffic, so you need to stay in your right-hand lane because there can be a traffic exiting. And you'll see some here shortly. And when you get down here towards the end, if there's no traffic coming the other way, I would try and give yourself plenty of room. Because you're making a kind of a right-hand turn and going downhill at the same time. Now, when we left the event on Sunday, when I got down to El Paso, I noticed the windshield was popped out in the lower corner. This is a little turn I don't like coming up. I can't say it happened here, but it's something that could happen, so just be cautious.
Turn right, then take the first left.
Wasn't bad, and it was easily fixed. Got the windshield, you know, the rubber gasket kind of come out just a little bit. There you can see him headed downhill. I held back a second here to let some other cars exit so I could give myself a little bit more room in that corner and trying to hit that downward slope straight on. Yeah, I'm letting the other cars come out so I can take a wide turn.
Okay.
Now the next turn you take is a kind of a short right-hand turn, and again I kind of try to stick to that yellow line as much as possible, and I was concerned about
Turn left on Balloon Museum Drive Northeast, then take the first right.
I was concerned a little bit about my tail swinging it out into traffic coming from the other way, and the gentleman there noticed that, and he held them up so I could make that right-hand turn.
Turn right on Balloon Museum Drive Northeast, then take the third left.
Watch my tail swing. We're in. And once you get in here, you're pretty much home free. Just two ahead of us. They're checking you in at the stop sign here, and then you just wait for someone in a golf cart to pull up, and you just follow them on in, and they get you parked correctly.
Turn left on Balloon Museum Drive Northeast, then take the first right. Turn right on Balloon Museum Drive Northeast.
This tent to the right is where you'll come to sign up if you want your tanks, holding tanks pumped out, or you need water refill. Here comes my escort.
Have a great time, okay?
You too. Be safe and stay healthy now. You also notice marked on the road to exit, and when you're leaving the event finally, this is the way you'll be headed out. And they'll take you out onto the Balloon Museum Drive, which then gives you a light to turn left onto Alameda and back out to I-25. And you notice they got all the parking spaces marked out on the ground. Now you notice that faint red line there on the left, and he'll be pointing towards that. And that's where you want to keep your left wheels pretty much on that line. The sights are 20 feet wide and 55 feet long. So basically they're putting you in the left portion of that sight. It gives you room to get your patio side awning out if you want to put it out. Now the guy in the golf cart leaves, and the other gentleman comes over there, and he gets you pulled forward far enough so you get all lined up with the rest of the coaches. We were pretty lucky. We got parked right across from where the social area is. And that's Dave in the red shirt coming out to check me in. Good morning.
You remember last night, Paul?
Hadley.
Hadley?
Yeah.
If you have the sheet, if you can throw it up in your windshield.
I
Just put it up in the windshield.
I need to tape it up, or
Thanks, honey.
I'll get a piece of tape and tape it up later.
Sorry?
I'll get a piece of tape and tape it up there.
Yeah, that's great.
These photos should give you a pretty good idea of how much space you really have around your coach. Now that white hose on the ground there that I got a circle around, that's a dryer vent hose from a house. And that's for the exhaust out of the generator so it doesn't blow exhaust into the coach next to you. Now I didn't have my driver's side front slide out at the time, so it looks like you got a little bit more space than you really do. Okay, while we're here, let's talk about leveling for a second. I had brought two pieces of 2x12, 2 foot long, in case I needed to block up my front tires. But I was really quite surprised when I got in and stopped here. I hit my auto level, and the coach leveled right up automatically. Now, that said, the coach right next to me, the same year, is a 45-foot monocle, but he only had leveling jacks. And when I happened to notice when he got level, his front tires were a couple inches off the ground. So I gave him my pieces of the lumber and put on his tires, and he lowered it back down so the tires at least had some support. One thing you don't want to do is leave those tires up in the air, because what they're doing, the only thing holding them up is the shock absorbers, and they weren't built for those kind of loads. Now, walking around afterwards, I did notice an RV, I think it was in the second or third row. It looked like a Class C. It had about 4 to 5 inches of wood under the front tires getting level. So, take it for what it's worth. You might want to bring a little extra shimming with you. Now, here on the passenger side, I got the slides out, and I got my awning out, but not quite all the way. Now, in the back, you can see right by the truck tires, how much space you got to park your towed vehicle behind you. You got to be inside that line, because the fire marshal, he does come through and check to make sure that they got plenty of clearance to get around if they have an emergency. So that's pretty much it for getting into parking with Monaco International. I know you're really going to enjoy the event. It's awesome. Be safe and stay healthy. Drive careful.